about everyone, but on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie and EWTN Radio, we're still talking about Christmas because, of course, it is still Christmas. So, Merry Christmas from Jerry Usher, that's me, and Debbie Georgiani. Debbie, Merry Christmas again to you and Marty.
Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Can I share something? I don't want sympathy, but I just want to share something that happened to me. Can I share that?
Yeah.
Right before Christmas, I pulled my back out and my sciatic nerve. Oh, my goodness, Jerry, the pain was and still is excruciating right before Christmas, and I thought, I cannot believe this. You know, how does that happen? But it definitely slowed me up quite a bit. Where I was on the couch for Christmas Day, can you believe it? It was horrible. But I just wanted to say a really big shout out because I am making progress. Thank you so much to Father Deacon Lawrence, who calls in regularly to the show, and Father Michael, the pastor of St. Thomas Byzantine Church in Gilbert, Arizona. I was supposed to be with that community on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and because of my back, I was unable to, but they are praying for me, and I can tell you, if you're listening right now, I'm definitely making progress. I can move. You can see me on Facebook. I can slightly move, so it's good. I'm making progress. Thank you so much for the prayers, Father Michael and Father Deacon Lawrence. Boy, prayers work, Jerry. I'll tell you. Have you ever had that happen to you where you're just, something like that just goes out right before like a major event?
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, it's usually right before a work trip for me.
Oh, no. Yeah. It does slow you up. It makes you think, it really puts things into perspective. How about you? You traveled back home from visiting your brother-in-law.
Yeah, I was with my brother-in-law and my nephews, and my youngest brother, Jim, was able to show up for a couple days and spent a few days with them, flew home on Christmas, and Jim actually barbecued. We got the grill out on Christmas Eve, and he is such a master griller, and he was out there barbecuing in the snow. We had a white Christmas
Wow.
in the west of Puget Sound, across the Puget Sound from Seattle. So, yeah, it was just absolutely beautiful, several inches of snow, and it just reminded me of my sister, and we were all, it's had just a joyous time. There was just such a spirit of joy when we were all together. So
Beautiful. And you made it home safely, I see. You're in your studio, so that's good. And is it sunny in California right now?
It is, yeah. Not a
Nice.
cloud anywhere, and it's probably going to be in the 70s today. So
Very nice. Well, Merry Christmas to you. This is exciting. Today I'm excited about, I'm happy we're doing this show, Jerry, but I have to tell you, I'm a little bit anxious about it because I'm one of those people, just to let you know.
you are. One of what people, Debbie?
I'm a regifter. I have regifted, yes. I have.
Yeah, so have I. This
Oh,
year.
you have? Oh, okay. Now I feel better.
Well, that's our question for you today, dear listeners. By the way, welcome back. We were preempted by Christmas programming on Christmas Day, and we had a pre-recorded show yesterday, which I hope you were able to tune in for. It was really, really quite moving. And today, Debbie and I are back live, and so we're going to ask you, any time in your life, have you gotten a gift for Christmas, and for whatever reason, you re-gifted it. You used that as a gift for somebody else. Now, maybe it was a duplicate. Maybe you got two on the same Christmas. Or maybe you got something for Christmas and you said, oh, man, I have 5 of these already. I really don't need another one. Or maybe it was just the fact that, you thought this is just a convenient opportunity. I forgot so-and-so on my shopping list, and I'm really not going to have any use for this. So, voila, there's my cousin Vinny's Christmas gift right here. All right, so let's talk about this. 1-800-585-9396. Debbie and I have already come clean. We've re-gifted in the past.
Okay, but look at this. On Facebook, Peg weighed in already. She says she re-gifts. Thank you, Peg. We're not alone. Lori on Facebook says she re-gifts. Jerry, we're in good company.
Good. Well, we need to hear from you on the phone as well at 1-800-585-9396. Now, don't think that we're trying to rat people out here, because there are, I think there are a lot of legitimate reasons for regifting. Again, maybe it's something that we have a number of already. Maybe it's something we will never, ever use. So I think it's very, very legitimate and valid. If you receive something that you simply have no use for, or just don't really care for, or whatever, I don't see a problem with it. But I'd love to hear if maybe somebody does. Maybe somebody thinks it's cheap or something to regift, and they say, I would never do it.
How about if you promote regifting? Like, for instance, I give gift bags, Jerry, instead of wrapping gifts. And the gift bags usually have name tags on them. And I don't fill them out, because I often say say to the person that I'm giving the gift, I didn't put anything on the name tag so you can reuse this bag.
Okay.
See? So I'm promoting it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Have you ever done that? You gift bags or do you wrap? Do you do the old-fashioned wrapping?
I've done both. Yeah.
You've done both? Okay. I need to share something. Okay, now that we're just coming clean on this, I need to share something. When my kids were little, my next door neighbor gave my children a beautiful ceramic cookie jar. Okay. Now, if all of our listeners know this, I was one of these moms that I kind of just made sure everything was like super, super perfect for my kids. And this cookie jar looked like it possibly could have been a lead-based cookie jar. So I'm not going to put cookies in a cookie jar that is lead-based for my children, right? So at the next garage sale, my husband at the time put it out in the garage sale, and my neighbor came over and saw the gift at the garage sale. Yeah, it was not a pretty sight. I know.
Well, see, that's another thing too. If anyone has kind of a maybe a humorous story to share about maybe there was a name tag on something and it was it came to your attention that you had 1-800-585-9396. We are back. We are live, and so are you. It's your show, Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, talking today about the gift you keep on giving. Have you ever re-gifted? Have you ever received something that was a re-gift type of thing at Christmas? Let's talk about it. See what comes out of this conversation.
Here's the number, 1-800-585-9396. That's the number to get on the show. Come on, you can share the stories. Maybe share the reason why you do possibly re-gift. Or maybe you feel very passionate about if somebody, picked this gift out for you, even if you have 5 of them in your home, you're going to keep it regardless. Okay? Now, don't leave Jerry and me and Lori and Peg all alone on this. We know there's got to be more re-gifters out there. So here's the number, 1-800-585-9396. Okay, there you go. The phone lines are starting to fill up, Jerry. I think we're in good company.
Okay, well, you drive the show as always. Merry Christmas from Take Two with Jerry and Debbie and the show team, Rich and Matt and Jeff. I think we're all together today. And Michael and Tom and everybody who helps out, but you are the one who drives the show. Talking about re-gifting at 800-585-9396. Your calls are next.
This is Father John Riccardo wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holy New Year from all of us at the EWTN Global Catholic Radio Network.
Renew your faith, renew your spirit, and receive the most precious gift of time with our Lord. Stand Tall, an unforgettable retreat, is coming to the St. Bernard Abbey in Cullman, Alabama, February 9th through 11th. Join Take Two's own Jerry Usher and Debbie Georgianni for a spirit-filled weekend, including a visit to the Shrine of the Most Blessed Sacrament, Mass with the Benedictine monks, an evening campfire celebration, and talks by Jerry and Debbie. Space is limited, so register today at jerryanddebbie.com.
EWTN Religious Catalog is your online destination for Catholic books, DVDs, rosaries, devotionals, and every purchase directly supports EWTN's mission. Ready to shop? Visit EWTNRC.com today.
60 on 10 with Monsignor Charles Pope.
The second commandment, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. The disclosure of a name in the ancient world belonged to the order of trust and intimacy. And so when God revealed his name to Moses, it was an extraordinary outreach to us, saying that we were called to an intimate, trusting relationship with him. And so we should always reverence this name as a great, great gift. We should obviously never use God's name to curse or to blaspheme or to berate others. That's wholly inappropriate. God's name is meant to bring blessing. And likewise, the vain use. Vain means empty. And so some of these expressions like, oh my God, or, and so on, need to be avoided as well. Vain means empty, and those are using God's name as an empty kind of expression of exasperation. And then finally, never ever to use God's name to swear an oath falsely. The second commandment, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain.
EWTN. Live truth. Live Catholic.
The gift you keep on giving. That's what we're talking about today on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. There's an open phone line. I think it has your name on it, so dial in, will you? 1-800 1-800-585-9396. Patricia weighed in from Ohio, and she said she regifts as well. Thank you, Patricia. It's nice when we have this growing family of regifters. I like that. Okay, 1-800-585-9396. That's the number to call to get on the show. John was first up. He got our First Up Award in Boston, Massachusetts, listening on the Station of the Cross. Hi, John. Welcome to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and thank you for all you do. It's a wonderful show. I'm glad when I catching you live on vacation.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, there's so much what you're saying. So there are 3 quick points. I'm sure you're already with it. So, yeah, as Catholic receiving gifts, we're asked to share them, right? They multiply. There's only a small sample, I'm sure, of things that we can regift. You got a wonderful Mass card. You can share your intentions, of course. But I'm right with you. Gift cards are given, and I don't necessarily want to use them. So, sure, those are mundane stories. But if I could share really quick, growing up, my family would have items. Maybe it was like the cookie jar, maybe for different reasons than health concerns. It might have been just something really odd-looking or ugly. There was a particular ceramic cockatoo that was in the house that somebody gave along the line. On New Year's, we would have a zonk party. So while the world was thinking getting zonked would be in a chemically enhanced state, we had this party of unwantables. So it was a different form of regifting, but it would be wrapped up. We'd basically play bingo, and then somebody would be stuck with these items. So, but I thank you for the show and the theme.
That is interesting. So John, so it was a game that you played, so they all all these things that people really had no use for, it kind of all came together and then somebody got them? Is that how it worked?
Right. Like
okay.
The ceramic cockatoo, there was...
okay.
It might be, an ashtray that said Honolulu on it. No one was smoking,
Okay, that's hilarious.
So, kind of like the yard sale story. It was like...
Right.
There might have been someone in the line that goes, oh, yeah, I gave that to you 15 years ago. Why is that wrapped up in...
That's what I was kind of wondering. Are the people there, or do you make sure you're in a different town so that you don't run into those same people? That is hilarious, John.
Yeah, it was a huge family affair. It was actually people would look forward to it, and then there would be the side jokes. Unfortunately, at Christmas, where somebody might privately say, "I don't really need this. Maybe this will end up in the zonk party." So.
The zonk party.
I love it.
Yeah, but the seriousness, I think there's plenty of morality to regifting something, especially in back with the sharing or even offering up. Basically, I just share back on the serious note. So we have Dunkin' Donuts is a great, above average coffee, and I enjoy it, but I give away the cards sometimes just out of a sense of sharing and. Mm-hmm. That's part of the regifting dimension as well. So.
Yeah, I agree, John. And we've had shows before on purging and kind of cleaning things out and so forth. And I will say, I have a closet that is pretty well packed full of shirts and things that I received that either weren't the right size or I just don't wear that type of shirt anymore or something. And all of those things would probably make great Christmas gifts for other people. And I guess I've just never really thought about that. But that would be, I think, what you're talking about there. And in that case,
yes.
Would be, in a sense, stewardship, because, rather than collecting dust on my shelf, this could be clothing somebody else, or I could donate it to, Salvation Army or Goodwill or something, or St. Vincent de Paul. So,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
All good points, John.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your show very much.
All right. Continue to have a Merry Christmas, John. Thanks for joining us. That phone line is open there. The gift you keep on giving. We're talking about your regifting stories or your philosophy about regifting something that someone thoughtfully picked out for you at Christmas. 1-800-585-9396. All right, we've got Rachel next, listening on FM 107.9 in Kentucky. Hi, Rachel. You're next on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you all.
Thank you.
I was calling in. I just wanted to comment. I agree with what you said to the last caller that, we can't hang on to things that are, that we don't like or that we don't need necessarily and that it is good. I am a regifter and have given away a lot of things simply because I didn't need them or want them. But I wanted to offer a perspective from the giver themselves. Because if you're truly giving a gift, you may take your time and pick it out for that person. But if you're truly giving a gift, once you give that gift, you let it go. And it's up to that person what they do with it. So if you get your feelings hurt because they re-gift it or give it away, then you got to ask, have you really given it from the right place? So I just wanted to offer that perspective and that, I know there's like a stigma or, oh my gosh, I don't want the person to find out I've given it away. But as the giver, if you've given it for the right reasons, then it should not bother you what that person does with it.
Unconditional giving. I love that, Rachel. Just to when you give the gift, you're giving it and let it be free, because otherwise you're attached to it. I think that's a phenomenal perspective, and I think that's helpful for all of us, because we're all going to be, giving gifts at some time or another, and it's important that we're not attached to the outcome of it. I love that. What do you think, Jerry?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think you alluded to this, Rachel. There are the two aspects. First of all, there's the aspect of the person buying the gift thoughtfully and thinking, this is really important to me that I give this gift to this person. And so there's that process up to that point. But then, like you said, once that gift is given, then it's like a certain detachment, a certain surrender, and just saying, I give this purely from my heart, and this is for you. And of course, we should never feel upset if somebody does whatever they do with the gift that we give them, as long as it does come from that place. Rachel, I agree very much.
Right. All right. Well, thank you all very much.
Thank you, Rachel.
You're
Merry
very
Christmas.
welcome. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Okay, there's an open phone line for you. Jump in if you're a regifter. You have a good perspective on it, just like Rachel did, at 1-800-585-9396. You can also text us. You text the letters EWTN to 55000, and we'll be able to put in your comment during this discussion. But don't wait. Don't hesitate. Jump in. 1-800-585-9396, just like Donna did in Blue Springs, Missouri, listening on Divine Mercy Radio. Hi, Donna. Merry Christmas. Welcome to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie.
Thank you. My comment was simply that sometimes regifting, which I do, and everyone knows that I do, but it's not done because I don't like the gift or that I already have that gift. It's simply that, wow, thank you, and I think I know a person who would just really love this gift. So I regift for that reason also.
I love that. That is generosity on the part of the original giver, and that shows a real, I think, sensitivity, Donna, on your part to, like you said, looking around and thinking. Maybe you think to yourself, "Boy, this is fantastic. I would love this. I could use it." But then, out of a spirit of generosity, you are then looking around to see who could maybe put this to better use, or who has maybe a greater need for this. So I think that's a beautiful way to approach it, Deb.
I think it's wonderful.
And
yeah,
I did realize when I was on hold where that spirit came from, and it was from my grandmother who came over from Czechoslovakia, from Prague, and she had a separate room, and anytime somebody gave her a gift, she would thank them and make over it, and then she'd put it in that room, and before anyone left her house, if they came to visit, she would put together a little package for them, and she would just go in there and start picking up things that other people had given her.
Wow.
Oh.
We always look forward to opening up Grandma Prussia's footels.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
Wow. See, and while you were on hold, see how you use that time, and all of a sudden that you reflected on that, and then you see where you've got that same beautiful, generous spirit. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Donna.
Thank you. Have a Merry Christmas.
You too, Donna. Thanks. And to everybody at Divine Mercy Radio, one of our loyal affiliates. Thank you so much to all of the stations that carry Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. Okay, we're going to go to Kathleen next in Michigan, listening online, I presume at EWTN.com. So, Kathleen, you are next on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. Merry Christmas, Kathleen. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, it's good to be here. Merry Christmas to you. Do I sound okay?
You sound great.
Okay. Well, I received a gift one time from a neighbor at our cabin up north. In fact, we a darling neighbor that we go to Mass together when I'm up there. And we exchanged gifts, and she gave me a gift that I probably won't pass along, a candle in a jar, you know, the kind of candles that have like a lid that goes over the top. It was quite well used, actually. It wasn't a new candle. It was a used candle.
Is that right?
Anyway,
so she burnt the candle before she gave it to you?
She burnt the candle a number of times before we got the candle.
Wow.
Yeah, before she gave it to us.
Okay.
But she's in the middle of the North Woods. Isn't able to get to the store very often, I guess. And she's a little bit older, kind of an elderly lady. And my husband and I just got a kick out of it. We really did. You know, we just exchanged small little things like that, you know, but not that one was the most used I've ever actually known.
That's priceless, though, to me. It's
precious. It's precious. Although I have to tell you, though, Kathleen, in my quirky sense of humor, I probably would have opened it and said, "Oh, so you made sure it worked properly before you gave it to me."
That's a good one. That would have been a good one. I just acted like it was brand new.
Right. You're much better than I am. I thought that's beautiful. That's precious,
that would have been a good comeback for us.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Anyway, just wanted to let you know, be careful about how used it looks.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and again, you said you described this friend of yours, and it sounds like she's just a very simple, humble person, and this is probably something that meant a lot to her. It sounds like if it got a lot of use, then she certainly enjoyed the light that it gave off, and it probably had a scent that she just loved. So
it did.
Yeah, this is a kind of gift that it probably is more meaningful in many ways than something somebody went out and spent a lot of money on. So.
We just got a kick out. It was just kind of funny, and I wish I would have come up with that comeback for it. But,
or
anyway,
Kathleen, you have to keep Kathleen, you have to keep the tradition going. Because then you need to burn candles and give them away as well, and say it's just a tradition.
I might just give one back to her like that.
There you go.
God bless you.
Merry
Christmas.
And Happy New Year.
Thanks,
Thank
Kathleen.
you.
My first time calling. So
oh, good.
Thank you.
I survived it.
You sure
good.
did. It was a blessing for us,
Anyway.
Kathleen. Thank you.
Okay. Well, you take care now.
Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas. 1-800-585-9396. Having a really, I think, insightful and informative and inspiring conversation about regifting. Here we are in the beautiful Christmas season. Maybe you have regifted something. Maybe you've received something that was regifted. Maybe you have strong feelings that we shouldn't do that. We'd love to hear from anybody who feels like, well, if somebody took the time and care to give this to me, well, then I really need to keep it and make use of it. Whatever your philosophy is, we're just open to having a discussion at 1-800-585-9396. Carol is next. Excuse me. I've got that frog in my throat today, Debbie. Carol is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, listening to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. Hi, Carol. Merry Christmas.
Yes, hi, Merry Christmas, Jerry and Debbie. I signed up for your retreat, so I'm all psyched for that. So,
great.
Good, Carol. Thank you.
So I'll get to meet you and see what you look like, so I know your voice as well. But the other thing is, I think you can also regift holiday stories that, you know, if you have something funny happen to you, that you share it and make people laugh, because there's always a lot of depression this time of year. And last night, my husband and I were eating at a restaurant, one of those sort of Texas steak places, and a little girl came up. We were wearing Santa hats, and my husband does look like Santa Claus, I must say. But she came up to him and she said, Santa, I wanted to ask you, how did you get the Barbie dream house down the chimney? And, and she really thought that we were Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus. And anyway, so it was just precious. And then she asked if the reindeer got the food that she left out and ate it, and so forth. Anyway, but I was going to say that the regifting thing is that I think it's always better to remember somebody than not. And if you have to regift, it's a better thing to do with something that you have around that's useful, because it is really what you have in your heart. And so I think if you're doing it to be cheap or cross someone off your list, that's another thing. But if you really, because I think that even with a Christmas card, people are so touched when they're remembered.
Mm. Yeah, Carol, I think that's a theme that's coming out on the show today. Is just it's the kind of the thought that counts, as the saying goes, the sentiment and so forth, and just having people in your heart and expressing that generosity, that love, that concern for people. I mean, it is that time of year, and it's not just about giving gifts; it's about the birth of Christ and all of that. But it is a time when we really want to show our love and appreciation for other people. So it shouldn't take, Debbie, I don't think, any one particular, one size fits all form, and that's kind of the theme that is emerging here, I think, among our listeners.
Yeah, just showing that you care. I think that's wonderful. Carol, we cannot wait to meet you. We're so excited that you signed up. You'll have to bring like your Santa hat or something like that, so we can get a visual image of Mr. and Mrs. Claus. But Carol signed up for the retreat. If you guys want to sign up as well, go to jerryanddebbie.com. You can see the retreat agenda. We'd love for you to join us. We're going to come out of the retreat much better, and we're going to build friendships. It's going to be great. 1-800-585-9396 for today's show.
Open Line Tuesday with Father Wade Menezes.
I enjoy hosting Open Line Tuesday because it gives me an opportunity to connect with our EWTN listeners. We discuss faith, family, fellowship, general catechetics, and pastoral advice. I want to hear from them, what's on their minds, what's on their hearts, and to the best of my ability, be able to guide them as a priest of Jesus Christ.
Open Line Tuesday with Father Wade Menezes debuts January 2nd, 3 p.m. Eastern on EWTN Radio.
We all have a tendency to mull things over again and again when we're upset. We recite litanies of negativity to ourselves. If someone called you up to whine all the time, you'd eventually hang up the phone, right? When your inner voice becomes a whiner, when you find yourself repeating the same problems to yourself in different ways all day long, it's not doing you any good. Hang up the phone. But what if the problems I'm upset about are real, you say? Well, that's fine. Deal with them. Just don't stare at them all day. Look, when I go for a walk, the sun is real and it's big. But if I stare at it, not only will I miss the beautiful world around me, it'll fry my retinas. You need to choose which part of reality you're going to stare at. And the default setting for a child of God should be setting your eyes on things that lift you up to heaven, not things that drag you down. This is Chris Stefanik from RealLifeCatholic.com on EWTN Radio.
Hello, everyone. I'm Janet Benkovic, host of Women of Grace Live, heard here on EWTN Radio. I'm wishing you a beautiful Christmas filled with the abundant blessings of our Lord Jesus Christ. On this day, when we commemorate the great gift of our salvation, may our hearts be ever full with the loving presence of the one who is the way, the truth, and the life. God bless you in this beautiful season, and God bless you throughout the coming new year.
Pray that you are having many blessings during this Christmas season from all of us at EWTN Radio. And Debbie and I, as always, just want to say a special word to anyone. If you've passed through any part of the season feeling lonely or alone or rejected or down or depressed or anxious or whatever, you have our heartfelt thoughts and prayers. And again, especially if it's been a tough season for you, but we do pray that you've been with family and friends, and maybe you're kind of settling back into that workaday routine right now. But thanks for tuning in to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. And we're having I think a very wonderful, Debbie, conversation about this whole idea of re-gifting. Yeah,
good stewardship. We're learning different perspectives. Thank you again, Carol from Milwaukee.
Yes.
We appreciate the call. Thank you so very much. Okay, back to the phones. Let's see what Mary has to say in North Dakota, listening on AM 1280. Hi, Mary.
Real
welcome.
Presence Radio.
Real Presence. That's right. Real Presence Radio. Hi, Mary. Welcome to Take Two. Merry Christmas.
Hi, Merry Christmas. I think I'm the only one who totally disagrees with all the previous callers. I think regifting is very tacky. Unless you were going to tell someone, I received this, and to me it had your name all over it, and I'm going to give it to you, to be very honest about it. I grew up with a mom who spent hours thinking about what would be special for this person for their birthday or Christmas. And I married into a family that there's some sister-in-laws who do regifting, and it's very tacky regifting. And I just think it's the worst thing in the world. I think it's awful. Unless you're going to be honest about it and just say, I received this, and I think you could use it more than I could. So I guess I disagree with your previous callers and with you and Jerry.
No,
and that's quite all right.
We
Mary,
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's the thought of picking something out, of thinking about someone. And I kind of Christmas shop, birthday shop all year long. I'll be out and about and I'll see something and I think, oh my gosh, that reminds me so much of this person. And I'm so excited about purchasing it and giving it. And there's so much love and thought put into it. And that's what I witnessed in my home. And when I get regifted gifts, first of all, I know it. And it means nothing to me that someone didn't take any time or any thought, and usually because it's something that someone's just trying to get rid of. That's my take on it.
Right. Well, Mary, I actually agree with you because let me ask you this question. This is one of the reasons why I give spiritual gifts, because they're very I really pray about them. I think about them, and so they're very personalized, and so they would be very difficult to re-gift. That's one of the reasons why I give spiritual gifts. But let me ask you this question. So let's just use an example. You get a gift, and you have 3 or 4 of them in your home. Do you just add it to the collection?
No. Nope.
What do you do?
Give it to Goodwill.
Okay.
Or to our church, to the gentleman who helps new families who are struggling to set up apartments. Oh, no. I put those kind of things to good use.
Good use. Okay, gotcha.
But I would never, I just think that giving a gift without saying something, like pretending you went out and bought it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
I think it's deceitful, and I think it's really sad, actually. But I think I definitely seem to be in the minority with this.
No, I agree with you.
Well, again, Mary, there's nothing wrong with we invited positions and perspectives of all sorts. I'd be curious, Mary, what you think. We had a couple people say that they re-gift very thoughtfully. They look around and they think or try and think of somebody that could put that gift to better use, or in other words, they're being very conscientious about doing that. So I don't know if that would make any difference to you at all.
I can understand that, but then just say, I received this. And I just see your name on it, and I'm going to give this to you for your birthday or for Christmas.
So full disclosure.
Yeah, you know what? Because if I've read a book and I'm going to give it to someone, I tell them, I read this book, you're going to love it. And I have received books that have been, so read, and then they sign their name right by the price tag. And I think you're not fooling anyone, and it's hurtful, and it's embarrassing. I'm always embarrassed for people who do it, to be honest. I just think gifts have to have a lot of meaning. Otherwise, I'd rather not receive a gift if there's not going to be meaning in it.
Right. Well, Mary, I don't re-gift very often, but if it does come up in the future, I'm going to do exactly that because of what you just said. I think that is wonderful. Full disclosure, I'm all about that. I love that. That's a great idea. Because you can say to the person, I received this and I saw your name on it or it fit you, better than it would for me. So I'm giving it to you. So yeah, you're right. Very thoughtful. I love that, Mary.
Yeah, Mary, thanks for taking the time and really caring enough to share your thoughts on this. Again, there is no right or wrong here. We just invite your take as well as everybody else's. So have a blessed, very Merry Christmas, Mary in North Dakota. And again, our thanks to Real Presence Radio for airing Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. All right, let's go over to Mona and see what Mona has to say about regifting in Colorado Springs, listening on Catholic Radio Network. Hi, Mona. Welcome to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie.
Hi, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, same to you.
Anyway, I got a cute little story about my mother. She was a very, very talented woman. Wrote songs, poems, painted, you name it, she did it. But anyway, and she donated all of her work and stuff. But anyway, she was a farm woman, lived out on the farm, couldn't get into town to shop, and all those kind of things. So for pastime, she used to enter little contests that she found in little catalogs or magazines or things. And she named the flatware of the Oneida stainless flatware. Anyway, she won a set of black pearls. So when her oldest granddaughter got married, she gave those black pearls away for the wedding gift. And of course, my oldest, that was my niece, and she's passed away, so nobody knows where those black pearls are. But her sister says, "Grandma should have gave those to me."
Oh.
But yeah, she would. She couldn't shop or nothing, so she would give things away like that for Christmas and weddings and things.
Mona, I'm fascinated about this. So Oneida silverware. I have Oneida silverware. Did your
It's not silverware, honey. It's stainless steelware.
Oh, stainless steel. Right. You're right. The utensils.
It's got that little I don't know, like it's a little flower on the top. It's not even a flower. I don't even know.
Okay. So did she name the pattern, or did she name the actual company? What did she name?
No, she named the pattern.
The pattern. That's what I thought. Okay. And she won for that. That is awesome. What a great.
This has been years ago, and I think it was clear back in the 50s.
Wow, that's exciting. I love it.
I got that whole set myself,
Yeah, right.
Well, they also sent her those,
they did.
The set.
Well, maybe you guys should pray to St. Anthony and see if those black pearls can, miraculously.
My niece has been gone for a long time, and they haven't never shown back up. But my mother, she had no idea what black pearls were worth.
Oh, right.
But she didn't have anything to give her oldest granddaughter for a wedding gift. She didn't have it, so she gave those pearls away. So.
Thoughtful gift, though. Very thoughtful.
Oh yeah, and then she's also given, like beautiful fruit bowls away that she's won. Got for little prizes and stuff too. It's just all kinds of little things she used to give away.
With something like black pearls, you have to believe that they are being worn and used by somebody. That's not something that's going to just fall into hiding or.
Well, I don't know, because and a lot of people don't. They might just thought it was costume jewelry or something too.
True. Yeah. Maybe they're in a drawer somewhere, not being used at all. But
no, they're not around here. I know that.
Yeah. Right. Well, thank you, Mona. Thanks for joining us here on this Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. We wish you and yours a very, very Merry Christmas in Colorado Springs, and thank you so much for being with us here on the program today. By the way, remember, it is Christmas until January 6th. We have the 12 days of Christmas. So if you got really, really busy toward the end of the year, we're not quite at the end of the year yet, but your shopping list still has a couple names on there, and you're thinking, you know what, I know somebody who would love a gift subscription to the National Catholic Register. Well, that's a publication of EWTN. It's America's most trusted Catholic news source with really a comprehensive view of the world from a distinctively Catholic perspective. I love it, absolutely love it. I get it every week. And it is, folks, we need a publication like this, and everybody should receive something like this. Get whatever other magazines you have and other news sources, but if you really want to know what's going on through a distinctly Catholic perspective, for the latest issues, people, and events shaping the world as we know it, visit ncregister.com. ncregister.com. Grab yourself a subscription and one for a loved one, or several for that matter. So
I love it. Okay, back to the phones. B in Sandusky, Ohio, listening on Annunciation Radio. Hi, B. Welcome to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too. Can you hear me all right?
Perfectly, B.
Good. I got two things now that one woman called in about regifting. I, too, do not tend to regift unless I know it's something that someone would really like, something special. So I agree with her wholeheartedly there, or give it to Goodwill or someplace that it's in use. But my story is one that goes way back, and I can't even remember who did it, but these two, it was a brother and sister of some sort, that would give a fruitcake, a canned fruitcake in the same can, and it went back and forth probably for 5 or 6 years. And every year there was always a laughter about it. Oh, there's a fruitcake again, you know. And it just turned out to be just a funny, funny story. And I can't remember who did it, but my husband and I found a recipe that we liked. When we gave away fruitcakes, they were really good. But it just was a funny, funny thing that we enjoyed and got a lot of laughter out of.
Well,
Are you
fruitcakes, yeah, fruitcakes have a pretty long shelf life, if I'm not mistaken. But boy, they've been. I haven't given or gotten one for many, many years. But I remember growing up, there was always a fruitcake involved in Christmas somehow.
I don't like fruitcake.
You
it
don't?
just tastes funny. Yeah. Do you like it?
You know what? Yeah, I find it to be enjoyable.
I want B's recipe. B, you got to send us your recipe.
We take it and we wrap it. We make it around before Thanksgiving, sometimes even as early as Halloween, and we wrap it in cheesecloths soaked with wine.
Oh,
and then
see,
we
now,
let it age.
now you're talking,
and it's
B.
really nice and moist, and it's really, really good. And it makes a big batch, and people would beg for it.
Oh, wow.
But my husband's gone. We don't do that anymore. But it was a good gift that we were able to give. And I do not know of anyone that regifted it because they would ask us for it. So
Yeah. Well, that's, and one beautiful thing about gifts like that, fruitcake and fudge and edibles and things like that, is a lot of our religious communities help to support themselves in their annual financial support that they need to kind of keep
For their
operating
ministries.
as a monastery or a convent or something comes through the Christmas sale of things like that. So, yeah, we just heartily encourage you, if you can't get B's homemade fruit cake, then definitely look around for a local religious community, a monastery or a convent, because they could be offering those kinds of things at Christmas and outside of Christmas.
Thank you, B, so very much. Merry Christmas to you. I love that story. That was awesome. Okay, up next is Hudson. He's on the road in South Dakota, listening on the Lamb Radio. Hi, Hudson. Welcome to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay.
So what is your thought on regifting, Hudson?
Well, I'm just kind of calling in and just going to talk about a thing that happened last year on Christmas. What happened was my grandma wrapped up some presents that my grandpa got for me and my cousins and gave them to her, or gave them to him, I guess. And then he basically regifted and gave it to us. And it was kind of funny, though, on Christmas, because it was kind of crazy. Everything just kind of happened so bad.
Okay, so let me get this straight, Hudson. So your grandparents regifted to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, but was it meant to be a regift, or was it supposed to be like a funny gift, or what?
It was supposed to be a gift for us, but my grandma gave it to my grandpa, and then my grandpa gave it to us.
Oh,
kind of a
gotcha.
regift.
Nice.
Right in front of my grandma, so it's kind of fun.
Oh, is that right? Okay, so he was being very, very honest about it then. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Was it something you liked, Hudson? Something you needed or wanted?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of wanted this for a couple of years. And, my grandpa got it for me, and it just kind of didn't really happen. And then he gave it to himself, I guess, but then it came to me, so I guess I was happy.
That's beautiful.
Sounds like you have great grandparents. They're awesome grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have a good Christmas?
Oh, yes, I really had a great Christmas this year.
Everything
and
you got?
last year, too.
Did you get everything you hoped for?
Not everything, but I got the number one.
You did? Do you want to? Can you share the number one gift or no?
I got an Xbox One for Christmas, and that's what I've really wanted for a few years. But yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Well, Hudson, something tells me you won't be regifting that.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's all yours. All right, young man, thank you so much for joining us. Merry Christmas to you, and tell your family all Merry Christmas from Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. God
Thanks,
bless you.
Hudson.
You're
Absolutely.
Bye.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas, sweetheart.
We got some other calls screened here, but we've got room for others here. Several minutes left in the show talking about regifting today, the gift you keep on giving. Have you done it? Has someone regifted to you? We heard from Mary and a couple others who don't feel it's kosher, but maybe you have a little different opinion. Again, there's no right or wrong here, just having a conversation to be a little bit more enlightened about that. 1-800-585-9396.
There goes my quirky sense of humor again. I was going to say Mary actually called you tacky, Jerry. I'm now full disclosure. We're just
maybe I need to take a different
humor.
look at it. I don't know, but
I'm totally going to be full disclosure. In fact, as a matter of fact, Jerry, I received a gift that that it definitely has your name written all over it. So I'm going to be sending it to you. There you go.
Well, here, let me just present this perspective here, and I can appreciate what Mary and others said. But
absolutely,
I made the earlier in the show. I said I have received clothing, for example, that absolutely does not fit. I mean, it's brand new. It absolutely new, never even unfolded for that matter. And I could put it on a shelf. I could give it to Salvation Army or St. Vincent de Paul, and somebody would get it. They'd made me pay $2 for a $20 shirt or something. Or I could do a little surveying in my mind of a family member who would maybe need that shirt or want it. So I kind of look at it as like it's almost a gift given to somebody else through me.
Gotcha.
And it's not I don't do it for reasons of being cheap. I mean, if I get a gift that I like and I want and can use, by all means, I'm far too selfish to give it to somebody else. There. Well, now I'm confessing all of my vices right here.
Yeah, no, but then we just had a text message that just weighed in and said that, it could be considered a form of regifting when you do donate to like St. Vincent de Paul, because it's a gift that keeps on giving. So, yeah, I guess it's how you look at it too. But I do like the idea of full disclosure, though. I love that. I do remember one time, Jerry, we were on a pledge drive together, and you did receive a few different gifts from people, and you couldn't fit them all into the suitcase. And I don't know if you remember this, but you turned to me and you handed me this very big, bulky sweatshirt, and you said, "Here, do you want this?" And I'm thinking, why would I want this?
Well, part of it for me, and we've got to get back to the calls here, but part of it for me, and I don't mean this because I'm any, simple, saintly, holy person, but I don't want anything, Every year at Christmas comes around, people say, what do you want? What do you need? And I'm just like, nothing. There is nothing I want except just closer union with God. I have everything I need. So if I get things, I just sometimes think, you know what? I don't know. Somebody else can make better use of this. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, sorry, I'm not.
That's okay.
I didn't mean that to come across wrong.
Not at all.
Prideful
That was
or anything, but
no, you didn't at all.
Anyway,
back to the phones. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Dennis, Dennis, listening in Stowe, Ohio. Our friends at AM 1260, The Rock. Hi, Dennis. Welcome to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. Merry Christmas, Dennis.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm well. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing great. Thanks, Dennis.
Okay, so I have a quick re-gifting story for you that sort of ties into some of your earlier callers. I borrowed a book from my sister, and probably a year and a half later, I do buy things when I see them for family members. I think, oh, they might like this or they might like that. So I have a little cache of books to give people at Christmas time. So a year and a half later, I see this book, and I think my sister would love this book. So I think it's one of my collection. I wrap it up and give it to her, and turns out it's the book she gave me to read a year and a half earlier. And so I forgot. I didn't realize that I was regifting a gift right back to her. And they didn't tell me. My other sisters, no one told me right away. And it was a couple weeks later before I actually found out. that I had done this. So that became a joke for us. We have started wrapping, articles of other people's clothing and giving them back to them now. Stuff like just,
oh my gosh.
Just to keep it alive. So,
just to keep the fun going.
I saw the book and I thought she would love this book, and of course it was a book she had bought.
Right, that's how come she loved it so much. She gave it to you. I love it,
that's
Dennis.
My story.
Well, it's beautiful, Dennis, that, in a way, you kind of got busted, quote unquote, but it sounds like it created a fun and,
family memory.
Family memory and sort of a tradition among your family, and certainly didn't cause any rifts, apparently.
Right.
So.
And Dennis, you should be very grateful you have a fun sister. See, my sister probably would have thrown the book at me. Okay.
In more ways than one.
Right, literally and figuratively. Yeah. All right, well, thank you guys. Have a great
Merry
day.
Christmas, Dennis. Bye.
Merry Christmas to you too. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're going to get to Seal. Seal is on the road in Florida, and we got looks like about 2 minutes, Seal, but we wanted to get you on the program. Welcome to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie.
Oh, good afternoon. I'm enjoying listening to this.
Oh, thanks.
I went to a church meeting of women, and we decided that we were going to have a gift exchange. One gift, and then you took your chance on, you picked a bag or a box, and that's the one you would get as an exchange. And they said it was going to be your worst Christmas gift. So you can re-gift. You can give your worst gift. However, the next meeting I went to, they decided against that. But while they had made that decision, I had gone out of the meeting because I had my grandchildren.
Oh, no.
They were not behaving. So, of course, I go to the party, and I have my worst gift, which was potpourri given to me by my daughter-in-law. And I have allergies, so I couldn't use it. So they started grabbing the gifts, and every gift they had was nicer than the first one. And I'm thinking, wow, my potpourri is going to look terrible next to all this stuff. Well, finally, I picked my gift, and I got a beautiful set of glasses from Princess House, which matched the set I had. Long story, but anyhow. But this other woman, Mary, picked my gift. And when she opened it, I don't believe this. This is terrible.
Oh, no.
I went and I spent good money on a gift, and I get potpourri. And I thought, oh, my goodness. I'm sorry I upset her so much, but I didn't say anything because by that time I was too embarrassed to even speak. So I thought what I would do is I would wait until after the meeting, after the party, and I would give her money for the gift. Well, one woman took pity on her and exchanged the gift with her. So she ended up with a book, and another woman ended up with my potpourri. And after the meeting, I then gave her the money for it, which she did not want to take, but she explained to me that at the meeting they had changed it to a $15 gift. And I said, oh, well, I didn't know that, but please, accept this $15. No, but she ended up taking it.
Wow, Seal, forgive me, you can hear the music there. We are coming up toward the end of the program, but thank you for sharing that and kind of putting a little bow and ribbon on this conversation about regifting. Wonderful show, Debbie. Thank you again, Seal, and the others who appreciate it.
A fabulous show. Thank you so much. What a great way to be celebrating the Christmas season. Thank you so much for your participation. We have another show planned for you tomorrow, Jerry. It's going to be a little bit more of a serious topic.
Yeah, we go a little bit deeper tomorrow. Around this time of year, a lot of people going to parties and drinking and cocktails, and we're going to talk about your story of sobriety tomorrow. We want you to share your victory story. Until then, have a beautiful and blessed day. Merry Christmas.